Namaste everyone, I am Rohan Sarkar. Today I'll be talking about my work on scavenging strategies in free-ranging dogs. What are free-ranging dogs? Free-ranging dogs are domesticated dogs that depend on humans, directly or indirectly, for food and shelter. They are different from pet dogs in the way that humans don't interfere or supervise their movement and reproduction. To be clear, they are neither feral dogs, nor abandoned dogs, nor Indian wild dogs, aka dholes. Free-ranging dogs are known primarily as scavengers. They are also known to successfully hunt small mammals like rats, rabbits, etc. in times and places of food scarcity. They subsist on a carbohydrate-rich, omnivorous diet, something their ancestors, the grey wolves, can't. Previous work in our lab has shown that, despite the fact that these dogs can and do eat a wide variety of carbohydrate-rich food like rice, roti, bread, biscuits, etc., and have been doing so for a long time, their preferred food is still meat and meat-smelling food, and they prioritize eating it over other food once found. So the free-ranging dogs follow a rule of thumb while scavenging, which is, if it smells like meat, eat it. So the next questions that I asked are whether free-ranging dogs follow a rule of thumb and show a preference while foraging and scavenging in real-world scenarios where they are under various pressures and constraints like competition from other scavengers and negative interactions from humans, or do they relax their preference? We used boxes, which we filled with garbage, to simulate dustbins from which most of these dogs scavenge normally. The garbage was then mixed with food pieces. There were three such boxes. Protein box had 10 pieces of chicken. Carbohydrate box had 10 pieces of bread. Mixed box had 5 pieces of chicken and bread respectively. The boxes served as multiple choice test options in a double blind setup and were placed in front of a random dog in a random order every time. Here you can see a gif of the experiment. The dog was given 1 minute to eat. The time for the task started when the dog started sniffing at the box. Everything was video recorded and was decoded afterwards. Our sample size for carrying out the subsequent analysis is 68 solitary dogs. We carried out chi-square tests for analysis. Graphs 1 and 2 show that the dogs have no preference for a particular box while sniffing. From graphs 3 and 4, we can conclude that protein box has been eaten from maximum number of times and was chosen first the maximum number of times too while eating. Thus the dogs show a clear preference for the protein box. Graph 5 gives us the result for sniff and snatch strategy, aka SNS. What is the sniff and snatch strategy? If a dog sniffs a particular box, say the mixed box, and immediately eats from it, then it is said to be following the sniff and snatch strategy for the mixed box. On the other hand, if a dog sniffs the mixed box and then sniffs another box before eating from the mixed box, SNS is not applicable in that case. Here we can see that the SNS has been applied to the protein box the maximum number of times, providing more evidence that the dogs apply a strategy that is designed to maximize the intake of their preferred food from the protein box. Another thing that we can infer from graphs 3 to 5 is that eating their preferred food does not mean that the dogs will not eat from the other available options. Graph 6 shows us the comparison between the amount of food pieces of each category eaten by the dogs and chicken pieces has been eaten in amounts twice that of bread. To summarize, we asked two questions. The first question was, do free-ranging dogs follow a rule of thumb in real-world scenario? And the answer is yes, they do. They implement it through a sniff and snatch strategy to sequester the food with highest nutritive value first. So, if it smells like meat, eat it first. The second question was, do free-ranging dogs show a preference? Yes, they show preference for eating from a protein box, but do not ignore the other boxes, thus maximizing their nutritive gain. In short, free-ranging dogs are efficient and differential utilizers of resources, characteristics befitting a scavenger. Furthermore, the preference for protein box, which has a higher quantity of meat, displays their ability to distinguish and act upon the presence of different quantities of food through olfaction alone. This was a preliminary study, the first step in looking into the feeding behavior of free-ranging dogs. In future, we will investigate whether dogs maintain their preference while feeding in groups. We plan to explore the various types of interactions present between group members in the context of scavenging and how that influences and informs their feeding behavior. I would like to thank Shubhro Shah for helping me in carrying out this work, Dr. Bhadra for her guidance and supervision, Anvesha Acharji for helping me make this presentation, and the dogs without whom none of this would have been possible. And thank you guys for listening to me.